The promises of God, part 1, set the stage. It is said that there are some 3,000 or over 3,000 promises of God in the Bible. And it's important to know that these promises vary in terms of the content and the person that it was instructed for. But if we were to look at some of the important ones, which we will do during this week, we will get an idea of how God wants to add meaning to our lives and to add providence and to ensure that we are not afraid in the circumstances that we are in. The first one that we look at is the setting of the stage, so to speak, in Genesis. And looking at Genesis chapter 3 verse 15, it says, I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He will bruise thy head, and you shall bruise its heel. So it's here setting the stage for who the Messiah will be. That Eve, being the mother of all nations, would eventually bring forth a man who would eventually become the person who steps on Satan, so to speak, and eventually ends the reign of sin and death and hell. And Jesus Christ comes in the form of God incarnate on earth as the Son of God and fulfills this prophecy, which is more or less also a promise. It was also set when God mentioned in Genesis chapter 12, around verse 2 and 3, that all those who were of the line of Abraham will be blessed. And it is through his family that the entire earth shall be blessed. So God has been setting the stage for a long time for the things which would eventually come in the form of Jesus Christ and the things which Jesus Christ fulfilled when he came on the earth. So promises are very important in God's kingdom, and we look a bit more on them throughout this series.